On an average, every year, I rescue 1 to 2 birds. That's something I verified already. So if you do the math, right, I would say more than 12, more than 14 birds I rescued.
Welcome to Sengkang Bird Park. We have a baby Asian sterling over here. Young nestling myna. There is missing one eye. Juvenile myna over here. Prize resident Kilo the Crow.
Sup, I'm Tyronne. People know me as the guy who keeps crows. In 2021, I also rescued a crow. Fast forward 1 year later, I rescued Kopi. At the exact same spot, same location. I was on the way home along the park connector at Bukit Panjang. I heard a very familiar caw. The next thing I know, I saw a small black furball on the floor. It's a baby crow again. Observed it for a while, it was stranded under the rain and it was just calling for help. I saw the mum upstairs, but the mum didn't seem to bother with it at all. Couldn't fly, barely walk. I approached it slowly, the next thing, it just started hopping towards me. You know, when it started following me to the shelter, maybe I can just leave it be, right? And since I've had experience caring for a crow before, why not just see where I can take with this? Hopefully he'll fly free one day. But guess what? Freeloading off me now. Many challenges because when I did make the decision to rescue Kopi, I knew for a fact that my freedom would be gone for a good 1-2 months because of the constant feeding attention it requires and the noise level it can produce. The first month especially, right, I couldn't go at all. Like from morning 7 AM till I would say evening 6 PM, right, I have to be at home because feeding every half an hour to an hour, they tend to need a lot of attention. They are very social creatures. My social life was gone for that few months. I was only free at night, and then also I would say the mess it makes when it's very young, it tends to shit a lot, you know what I mean? So clean up is needed. Noise levels as well. Neighbors will be wondering why is there like a crow screaming in your house at times. Other than that is money, food. Because as eating a bird food costs very little, right? But no, look at the kopitiam crows and pigeons and mynas, what they eat human food. So yeah, the diet for Kopi consists of a lot of meat, vegetables, fruits, and dog and cat pellets as well. So yeah, it's almost like a weekly $20-25 output. Many challenges, but I feel like it's all worth it and it's something that can be overcome lah. So as you guys know, Kopi till now is still a wild bird, a wild animal, and he's coming to a year old this November. So yeah, I'm really hoping that by then, right, his wing feathers will be fully out, his flight feathers and his tail feathers and everything, so they can fly free. Because for a year he's been just under my care, under my wings. So really excited to see where he goes after this. Still a wild bird, still needs his freedom. You all think crows very fierce, right? Like to tell you, right? You are wrong, okay? Kopi is one sweet boy. Like, sure, his talents are very sharp. He's big, packs a punch as well. But just know that, in the wild, this is how they play and interact with one another. Me as a human, I don't have any feathers at all to protect myself, which is why it looks like it's very scary. There are marks everywhere. He doesn't really try to hurt you. He's just playing with you and trying to preen me right now. Very friendly bird, very cheeky, very mischievous. Think of it as a cat and a dog in one. That has wings. That is a crow, Kopi. Yeah. But one of the biggest would be my parents. Because, Asian parents, they tend to nag a lot, nyam a lot, and crows aren't the prettiest creatures and they carry a lot of bad omen. But, me being me, rescuing birds for many years, my mom just kind of gave in. I'm like, same thing lah. Okay lah, cross one eye lah. And guess what? My mom loves Kopi now lah. So all is good. So when I was a kid, I don't have many friends my age back then. My grandparents were the ones that raised me up. And yeah, they always bring me out to forests and parks in Singapore before all the HDBs erected. So I tend to get exposed to a lot of insects, creepy crawlies, snakes, animals in general. And I think that's where my love of animals comes from. As times pass, right, I always whenever I see animals, I go, oh, so cute, oh, so cute. But that didn't really spark that urge to rescue them first. It was only after I come across baby birds that are stranded, abandoned, or on the verge of death, right, that something in my heart screamed to me like, I want to help it, I want to help it, I want to save it. But all this started when I was primary school, so definitely I was very young, immature, I don't know how to care for them, right? Many of them passed on in my hands. So that was actually quite traumatizing. But it's through those, I would say, those experiences, right, that I'm now able to care for animals the way I do. And those are experiences that, taught me the skills to care for Kopi as well. And honestly speaking, if you ask me if I regret because they passed on, I would say no, because ultimately, at least I know I made an effort to do something to help, rather than just leaving it there to pass on. The key thing to me is at least I try to do whatever I can within my own capabilities. And for Kopi, I think I did more than enough already. It's time for him to just fly off, So the most common ones will be mynas, pigeons, and then sterlings. These three are quite common to be found. Then I think I rescued a sparrow earlier this year as well. So a lot of times when I rescue birds, right, there are two types. Those that are already able to fly and they're just injured and very weak, or those that are literally a few weeks old. Eyes still closed, couldn't move yet. For this one, right, this group of birds, right, where they're hatchlings, right, what I do is if I find them, I rescue them, I bring them home. I'll just feed them till their feathers are fully out, probably about 3 weeks time. Once that's done and they're able to fly, right, that's where it gets tough because every day is like playing boomerang. You got to you're gonna be a parent that they didn't have or like a parent that they lost. So usually once they're able to fly properly, I'll give it 1 week of practice. That's where I try to let them go, let them free. Yeah, because ultimately they're birds, they're born with wings, You're not meant to catch them up. They're meant to soar high and free. I think if anything, right, it teaches me to let go of things. Sure, people gain emotional attachments very easily. So for sure, every single bird I rescue, every animal I rescue, right, over time, be it a week or two, right, there'll be emotions that'll be forged okay, between me and that bird. And then sometimes it's like very heartbreaking because like very cute leh, love me already leh, I want to keep leh. But then you gotta remind yourself that if you really love something, you should really try to let it go at times lah. And in this case in general, you do not rescue the bird because you want to keep it as a pet. You rescued it because you wanted to save it. So if you're going to keep it now, isn't that like contradicting to what your intentions were? So yeah, it really taught me to really just enjoy that moment, stay true to my goals every time, and like really just remember that keep that goal in mind lah. Don't get too held on by our emotions. You got to really weigh things out at times and know that it's better to set things free at times. Don't hold on to things too tightly. That's right. And that's the story of how I became the Jiao Lang. So yeah, I hope you like this story, and I'll see you guys around.
Hey guys, thanks for watching to this part of the video, and it's actually a very interesting video to shoot because crows are such intelligent creatures. And that day when I was filming this, Kopi decided to just drop by and say hi to all of us because Tyronne doesn't keep it at its place now. This video was done quite some time ago. Right now, Tyronne is actually nursing a paralyzed crow, also trying to raise some funds for its prosthetic leg to be printed. The details you can go and find out on his socials. I'll leave his socials at the description below, so do check it out. If you find this video interesting and you want to see more such videos, do give me a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!